Hey, welcome to the video. My name's Carson. Thank you so much for being here. This is a small sliver on the internet where you can come as you are. There's no judgment, whether you're broken, you're feeling like a failure, or you're about to have a breakthrough and you're not quite sure how you can get to the other side. This is a space where we are all on a journey together, both spiritually, mentally, and physically. So you are in the right place. Thank you so much for being here. And today's video, I'm so excited about this video. This video means a lot to me because it was a big part of my spiritual journey as I was coming up as an entrepreneur. And so today we're gonna be talking about how to escape the wrong reality. All of us are living in a very specific reality that is unique to each one of us, which is hard to kind of grasp at first, right? And it takes a lot of self-awareness to be able to understand this. So the best way that I can describe it to you, the way that I see it, is that every individual person, right? They have like glasses on, like lenses. Okay, and they view the world through those lenses in a very unique way. Like, if you view yourself a certain way, that you feel less than, that you're broken, that you're a failure, then when you view the world, often all you see is brokenness and failure and strife and scarcity and all these different things, right? You attract that type of energy as well. Because whatever you put out into the universe or whatever you put out there to God is what you receive back. I firmly believe that. I believe that if you put out negativity, you receive negativity. Where if you put out positivity, you receive positivity. It's just the way the universe works. So when you're wearing those lenses that are very negative, in this very negative feedback loop that you may have in your life, that I had in my life, when I first became an entrepreneur, if you guys are brand new, I own a real estate investment firm. We've done over 250 real estate deals in the last 6 years. When I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. None. I was absolutely faking it until I made it, right? And I still would argue I haven't made it yet. And a lot of us that struggle with these kind of negative self-beliefs, we often never really feel like we're a whole person. We feel broken almost all the time. And that's me. When I first started this journey, all those years ago, or even just a few years ago, back in 2021, let's even start there, I hated who I was. Just to be blunt about it. I would look in the mirror, and I didn't even recognize the man looking back. Honestly, it was a boy looking back. I was massively overweight. I was massively depressed. And I was a massive liability to my family. I was not an asset. I was a massive liability. I was like one decision away from just it all being, what's the point? Even though I looked like I had it all together. I had the business going, we were doing deals, we had nice deal flow going. We were, it seemed on the outside, on the external, when I was at the bar with my friends, I was the life of the party. They were like, man, you gotta meet Kit. Kit is so much fun. Let's go have a drink with him. Let's get a beer with him. Let's do this with him, whatever. Let's go play golf. I was the life of the party. But what nobody knew, the minute I got back in the car and I started driving home, all those demons would come up. All that negative energy would come up. You know, you are going to fail. You are broken. Your dad was right. You are worthless. It just would build all the way home. And then finally I'd get home and my wife would be like, hey honey, how was it? And I would just react, usually angrily, just spewing this negativity, this energy that was toxic. And it was really hurting my relationship, but that was my reality. I viewed the world very cynically in that way. The thought of even recording a video like this, I would have thrown up back then. I'd been like, God, nobody's gonna watch that. Nobody cares about that. I felt alone in my sorrow, in my depression. I felt alone. So I viewed the world in a very scarcity way. And I hated what I looked like as well. To take that reality I was living in and flip it upside down, right? It took a lot of dedication to myself. The first thing that I did was I started meditating. Meditating hard too. Really grounding myself to the earth. And asking myself really hard questions. Why do I hate myself so much? Where does this come from? The voice that's in my head telling me that I'm worthless and that I'm broken and that I'm not gonna ever make it, whose voice even is that? Is that me? The answers to those questions kind of surprised me, right? With one huge realization that I had awareness of was the voice was my dad's. It wasn't even my voice. When I had an internal dialogue, it wasn't even me talking to me. It was my dad's voice from growing up. A lot of you might actually relate to that, and you might even have a light bulb moment right now, which if that's you, I'm so happy you're here. It was a huge light bulb moment for me. I wasn't even who I wanted to be. So I had to map the new reality that I wanted to be. The new me is what I was calling it in my head. I wasn't saying it out loud. I just knew that I didn't want to be who I was anymore. So during a meditation, my therapist was guiding me through it, and she asked a really interesting question. She said, think of yourself 5 to 10 years from now. What does Kit look like 5 to 10 years from now? How does he dress? How does he smell? How does he walk? How does he carry himself? What's he look like? Is he in shape? Does he have routines that are just non-negotiable that he does every single day, no matter what? And I was building almost like this avatar, right, of who I felt this person is going to be 5 to 10 years from now, who Kit is 5 to 10 years from now. And I started asking those questions of what does he look like? Okay. When I built that avatar, I thought to myself, what are things that he does every day that I can do today to help me become him faster, to instantly change my reality? And I noticed clear habits, very clear. He wakes up at the same time every morning. He goes to the gym every morning. He eats healthy, he eats clean. Diet is on point. He loves his wife more than anything, and he probably has a kid. Those were like the 5 things that I was like, Kit 5 to 10 years from now is going to have. He is impeccable in those non-negotiables. So I implemented it in my life. I started waking up 5:30 every single day, non-negotiable. Alarm went off, I got up. No snoozing, no nothing. I just did it. I woke up, boom. I started moving my body more every single day. Keep in mind, I was massively overweight. In the movement of my body, 10,000 steps every day is what I dedicated to myself. Second, I started eating healthy in a way that I was picking foods that actually nourished my body, right? Not this highly processed stuff that I was eating because I didn't care, right? I didn't care about myself at all. So I was just eating conveniently. I wasn't eating to actually nourish my body, to heal my body, to get rid of the inflammation, to get rid of all the toxins that were in our bodies, because food can be dangerous, guys. And a lot of you might even recognize that if you eat a really heavy, dense meal, you might feel differently than if you eat something that's whole ingredients, whole foods, that is good for you. You can tell your mood might be different. So I changed my entire diet. You know the crazy thing that happened? I didn't tell my wife I was gonna do this, I just did it. And a few weeks went by and all of a sudden she's like, you're different. Something's different. I was kinder to her. I found myself being kinder overall because I was genuinely starting to like myself again, get to know myself again. My realities were changing. I would argue they changed instantaneously. The moment in that meditation, I realized that I can implement the habits of my future self today. It was like I knew that I can completely change. I look today, right now as I record this video, I look completely different. I grew my hair out. I lost 75 pounds. My business has started to take off. My relationships got stronger, more importantly. I look completely different than I did 2 years ago, back in 2021. What I want for you to take away from this video is the current reality that you live in you might feel is the only way to live. You might feel stuck, that you can't change, when really it's as easy as recognizing who you want to be, having the awareness of their daily habits, and then implementing it today. You can drastically change your entire life today. You can do it right now. That's the number one thing I want you to walk away from, is you can actually do it. You can take those lenses off and see a whole new world. That's what I did. The minute I did it, everything changed for me. And I invite you to do that. I invite you to take a chance on yourself, to believe that you aren't broken, to believe that you aren't stuck, and that you can change. I invite you to do it. If you got any value from this, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Be well.